Alright, so you can use any brush to sketch with, but if you're using a really good sketch brush, your drawings are going to be better. So I basically use two sketch brushes for everything, even for finished work sometimes. So any of the sketches I do, any of the drawings I do, I use one of these two brushes that I'm going to talk about. Now you can download my brush pack for free. It's in the description. It's called Faves. It's just my favorite brushes, and these two brushes are in it. So I'm going to show you how I use them, why I use them, and why you should use them. Alright, let's get to it. Alright, I use a brush pack called Faves. You can download it, the link is in the description. It's free, and I mostly use Sketchmaster and Sketchmaster 2. Those are my favorite brushes to use, especially when I'm sketching. And in the next video I'm going to do how I ink some of the sketches, so stay tuned for that. But for now, if I'm going to sketch something, I just started using Sketchmaster 2. Sketchmaster 1 is fine, but Sketchmaster 2, the properties are a little bit different. So if I'm just going to do a circle, it's very light, and Sketchmaster is a little bit more traditional looking. So Sketchmaster 1. Actually, I wanted to do it with the actual brush. Duh. Sketchmaster 2. And I don't know, there's something about this lightness that actually just makes the sketching a little bit better. So I'm going to show you that. Alright, am I in the right brush? Yes. Okay, so let's say I want to do my snail friend. Snails are actually kind of hard for me to draw, because I kind of know what the anatomy should look like, so therefore I don't like when I don't do it right. So this I do very fast and very loose. Kind of just have fun with it. Now, don't worry too much about the details. You just kind of want to lay down the groundwork of what you're going to sketch. I know that sounds weird, but this is where I just lay out all the shapes and things like that. Trying to get better. I gotta practice I have to draw some snails from reference. Okay, so here's my sketch with Sketchmaster 2. It's very loose. We'll even do... Actually, I'll wait to the next step. We'll do something else here just because we'll do horse. Really quick version of horse. Horus, not horse. Okay. So this brush is really good to just lay down the groundwork. And when you're sketching, I don't know, for some reason I really like this thick brush. I used to always sketch with Sketchmaster 1, which is thinner, but there's something about just the really messy sketch that you can just find the you can find what you're drawing, and then you can kind of nail it down in a with another sketch on top of it. Okay, so there we have a couple sketches. So they're very, very, very rough, and very loose. And as you can see, I have my screen, like my canvas, fairly big. I find that if it's small and I'm trying to sketch, it's just the way that my hand draws and the way that to get like a big arc like that is just different from when it's big to when it's small. They just look very different. Let's see, I wonder how different. So if I'm doing it really small like that, it's just a very different look from small strokes to big strokes. Yep, I said it. Alright, so back to the sketches. So now what I usually do is I will go back to Sketchmaster 1. And I can go right over this if I want. If I really want to maintain the sketchy look, but we'll do a layer above. And we'll lower the opacity a little bit. And then I'll find the drawing in here. But still with all that nice, lovely like texture. So I'm not inking it, so to speak. I'm just kind of pulling out the sketch from the previous sketch, from the really, really rough sketch. And I use these brushes. This is the brush that I use sometimes for whole projects. Because I do really like that rough, that rough look. And anatomy's off a little bit here. But that's okay. That's one good thing since I draw so many animals and so many things from reference, that I know when, I can tell when something doesn't look right. Alright, that's good enough. And here's when I throw in, you throw in a little bit of the magic. So, what kind of eyes do we want him to have? We'll just make him happy for now. Nice thick line for the eye. And I want it to look good, but you still want to maintain that sketchy feel, because it's just a nice feel when it's very sketchy. No, that's fine for now. You know what? Even when I'm drawing, I always want to do like a different expression, but I'll do that afterwards. Okay, so we'll give him little teefies. So this is one thing that I wanted to mention. When I use Sketchmaster 2, it's actually not the greatest for like filling in like that. Like it works, but I tend to go back to Sketchmaster 2. I'll bring the brush down a little bit because it just allows me to do an even sketched in layer of color. Like if I was doing a circle and I wanted to fill it in, I just like the way that looks, and it keeps it light versus if I'm doing it with Sketchmaster, even if I go light, it's just going to be a different look for a circle. You know, both are fine, but it really just depends on, you know, what look you like. I'll stick with the sketch brushes for now. So for eyes, yeah, we'll make them looking and I'm back. I'm using Sketchmaster 2, as you can see. And I would probably, if I was actually like drawing him, I'd probably just use this like circle tool here and just go like that and, you know, make it smaller, but we'll stick to Sketchmaster. Hopefully I got the eyes aligned. No, they're not too bad. They're not too bad, but let me just cheat here. Let's see how that looks. I'm just going to smudge it because the eyes don't have to be, you know, this one is looking here and this one is looking here, so they don't have to be the exact same angle kind of thing. I guess they're looking at this ball, whatever that is. Also, this is a little wonky, so I'm just going to merge that down. And this is just a sketch thing. I want to make them both. I want to keep the anatomy right. So since this eye is looking a little bit more, I'm going to make his if that makes sense. So basically I just made it so you could see a little bit more of the side of his eye, since this eye is turned so much. That is my OCD with drawing and why I can be up until 6 a.m. to make sure things look right. And I also use Sketchmaster. Sometimes I'll make the brush really big. And if I want to color in the shell, I can do that. And I can also, let me color it in the shell a little bit more. Whoops. Sometimes I get a little crazy. I'll just use the smudge to kind of edit that out. Tricks of the trade. Okay, and the reason why I made that so dark is because I wanted to also color this guy in a little bit. Give him some color. And this is all using using Sketchmaster 2. As you can see, because I'm using this thick brush. Use the eraser to kind of clean that up a little bit. Another thing good with Sketchmaster, since it's light, I'll do this little line here, this little shadow. I'll do a light glaze over the eyes, and then I'll use Sketchmaster 2 for some highlights in the eyes. So we'll give them one highlight here. And the highlights actually look best. Let me put a little more of Sketchmaster 2 there. Highlights look best on the eyes. Like, you would think that you want them super bright white, but they actually look really nice if it's gray. So I'm going to use Sketchmaster 2 and I'm going to do some lightening under here. And then I'm going to use Sketchmaster 1 because it's the harder brush. And I'm going to do that little thing there. And you can also erase, and you can use the same thing. I'll use Sketchmaster 2 because it's very sketchy, and I'll give myself some texture on the shell if you want. And you can also use the eraser or white. You can use the eraser or white if you want to just like get in some highlights. And it's cohesive because I'm only using 2 brushes. And I'll switch back to red, and I'll go with oh, I think I actually lied there. I was using Sketchmaster 2. Was I using Sketchmaster 2? Oh, no, I was erasing. I was using Sketchmaster 2. Okay, I thought I was lying to you guys for a second. What else did I want to do? You know what? We'll give him some. Let me just merge these. Merge them that way. Hope you guys can hear the basketball outside. Not ideal, but what can you do? All right, so I think these are definitely my favorite brushes for Procreate. Sketchmaster 2 and Sketchmaster 1. You can pretty much do anything that you need with these brushes. I don't remember how I made them. I tweaked them from whatever the stock brushes are, but I use them all the time. So download them for free, and and definitely use them. Show me what you do with them. I would love to see your sketches and love to see how creative you can be. And yeah. Alright, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. I really appreciate you when you come back and check out what I'm doing and check out the tutorials. Let me know if you find my brushes useful. I love them. As you can see, I use them all the time, and these two sketch brushes, that's where it's at. So yeah, give me a like and a subscribe if you want to, and also be sure to check out the next video, which is going to be inking. So I'm going to take some of the drawings that I just did, and I'm going to show you like a brush that I call Disney ink, and maybe a couple other brushes, just so I can show you how I do inking or line work or whatever you want to call it. So yeah, as always, keep drawing, and I'll catch you in the next video.